I've still been watching The Office. I was obsessed with The Office. I started watching it earlier in the year, well, a few months ago, and obsessed with it. Never watched it before, and it was incredible. Michael Scott, just again, one of the funniest characters I've ever seen on TV. Everything about him is great. I'm now up to about halfway through season 6 for Office fans. Jim and Pam are expecting their baby. They got married. The last episode I watched was like a clip show episode where, because Dunder Mifflin is being sold, and someone came in to like evaluate the company or something like that. I gotta say, 6.5 seasons in, honestly, from season 5, it was noticeably less good. I'm not saying it's bad, but it really has gotten much sort of less realistic and believable. The first 4 seasons I just thought were genius. Every single character was so relatable. The entire office dynamic was so relatable. Everything about it was good. The storylines were really grounded and really believable. Even though you had really sent up characters like Michael and Dwight, it still felt very real. Now, 6 seasons in, I'm still enjoying it, but I've just sort of... I was watching like 4 episodes a night. Now I'm watching like 1 or 2. Now it's just like... It's increasingly kind of goofy. The characters are now sort of... There's this TV trope called Flanderization, named after Ned Flanders, where basically, as a show goes on, a character who kind of has a certain personality trait, but is well-rounded, goes on and just ends up becoming just that personality trait. It's called Flanderization because when Ned Flanders first appeared in The Simpsons, like, he was like the religious nice guy, but he was also a well-rounded character. Whereas as the show went on, he just became a religious nut. And I see that with a lot of the characters in The Office now. And I just think it's relying more on the stereotypes than the storylines. And the storylines are just less believable. Like, some of the storylines I'm just like, I just don't think this would happen. And then it kind of breaks it. It kind of just breaks it a bit, breaks the illusion a bit. Because in the originals, everything just did feel so authentic, like this could all happen in an office. All of these things could be real. I'm still enjoying it, but I haven't been absolutely loving it like I was at the start. So I feel as though, I mean, Michael Scott's still funny, but even with all the development of like the roles in the office and stuff, it just doesn't feel as good. And a lot of the secondary characters just still feel really, they feel like they started as stereotypes that were a bit well-rounded. Now they're just leaning into like, oh, Creed is an old creepy guy. And, like Stanley had an affair in one episode, which I just thought Stanley wouldn't do because he was so family oriented. Anyway, I might be getting into unpacking Sebastian the Crab, like Sir whatever his name was, Pimp Smack. But yeah, it's definitely gone downhill. And I think, most sitcoms do after 4 or 5 seasons start to decline because it becomes more of a milking thing than an actual creative thing. Because again, those first 4 seasons were absolutely genius. By season 5, I was like, oh, this is getting a bit weird. Not bad, but it's just like not as good.